So today let's talk about how to do Baddha Virabhadrasana, also known as humble warrior. So typically in a vinyasa style setting, you would come into a humble warrior from a warrior one. So to get into your warrior one, split your legs apart, and how far your legs apart are most likely going to be dependent on your proportions in your body, but about 3-ish, 4-ish feet. And the front toes are facing forward towards the short edge of the mat, and the back foot is at an angle behind you. And traditional cues would have the front heel and the back heel along the same line. But if you find that that's more wobbly, you have the freedom, it is your practice, you can take that stance a little bit wider. So do whatever works best for you. So coming into your stance, and then square your shoulders to the short edge of your mat and engage the muscles on the back leg. Yeah, so your legs in extension behind you. So engage your glutes to extend the leg, but also engage your quads to straighten the knee. And then bend into your front leg. Okay. And you want that knee to be tracking forward over the second toe, so not flopping off to the side or flopping in towards the midline. So have a nice strong foundation here, pinky edge of the back foot in contact with the mat. So here it is warrior one with the arms reaching up towards the sky. And draw the belly in. So notice if you're sinking through, tuck the pelvis, create a nice long line. So to come into your humble warrior, lower your arms down and place them behind you. So if you are someone who has very tight shoulders, this by itself right here might be very uncomfortable and very complicated. So the options are, depending on the amount of space you have in your shoulders, is you can simply bring your fists together to touch on your low back. Right? If you have a little bit more space, maybe you can grab opposite wrists and opposite hands. You even have the option of reaching for the forearm or the elbow. So these are wonderful variations to take depending on how much space you have in your shoulder, or if you're nursing like a shoulder injury, okay? So be kind to your body. If you have the space and you want to take it, you can take the bind by interlacing your fingers behind your back and then drawing your fists down towards the ground. So engage the triceps, the muscles on the backs of your arms to straighten your arms. And everyone, depending on, no matter where you are, where your hands are, squeeze your shoulder blades together, draw them down your back, lift the chest. Okay, we're coming into the humble warrior. So fold forward, sending your shoulder to the inside of your thigh and release the crown of your head down towards the ground, sending your arms up overhead. So depending on your availability in your shoulder, this is going to look very different from person to person. So if you're in a tighter shoulder body and your fists don't come off of your back, if you're stuck here, that's perfectly fine. Just do what you can. Just actively reach back behind you if you can't get them up overhead. Same thing if you're grabbing hold of the wrists or the forearms, you can still work on lifting the arms up if available. If not, don't worry about it. And then to come up out of it, simply rise back up, releasing whichever bind works for you, and then coming back to your warrior one. And there it is. That's how you do your Baddha Virabhadrasana humble warrior. And a little extra note, something that I like to teach for my students is when we shift to the second side, I like to encourage them to change the bind. So if the first side, the right thumb was on top, when you do the second side, have the left thumb on top or the left hand on top. So it's just an option to play with. It's good for your brain. Let me know if any of these tips are helpful for you, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.